So a new study and subsequent article have come out basically stating that helmets, basically it's stating helmets are not effective as they used to be when it comes to snow sports. That the head injury rate isn't as good as it used to be, roughly speaking, when helmets are a factor, more or less. That they're not as effective as they used to be. And
according to a 2002 study, they reduced head injuries up to 60% for skiers and snowboarders. But what was it?
It's dropped down to 55.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But helmet use between 2002 and 2011 rose from 24% to 77%.
Right.
So we got more people using them.
Mm-hmm. And I don't kind of a few theories on this. Back when helmet use was at that 24% rate, those 24% of people were, for the most part, they were wearing the right helmet, it fit them, and they were wearing it correctly. And I feel like, and maybe you can chime in on this too, I feel like I see a lot more people nowadays that now that helmets have just become more the norm than not, a lot of people just have the helmet on, but they're not wearing it right. It's on the back of their head, or it doesn't fit, or
it's unstrapped.
Yeah, or that. A couple of buddies of mine almost got in a fight with some dude because they were like, "Hey, strap your helmet up," and the dude took it offensively for some reason. Yeah, and they almost got a fight. But so that's, I think, a lot of it for me is just the usage of it has gone way up, but it's because it's more the norm. Once that up to a certain percentage, it was people using it because they were like, I want a helmet now. And then once we got kind of past that percentage, a pool of that overall percentage was people wearing it because everybody else is, but it's not the right fit, or the helmet is 15 years old, and that's the other thing.
Oh God,
is people using super old helmets, because now that helmets are the norm, you got your first one 10 years ago. Well, your helmet's not good anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a shelf life on it. The other one that I was thinking of with this is we have such a shift in ability levels. Like, there's been such a sweep. Like, more people are going faster, bigger, technology, jumps, everything like that. Like, there's that progression. So there could be more people chucking their meat harder.
Definitely, yeah.
And there could just be more people that are like, well, if I wear a helmet, I can't get a concussion.
Yeah.
Or I can't injure myself. Or
I think that's one of the other big things is people don't understand that your standard helmet doesn't protect against concussions very much.
No.
If at all.
It's there. The best way, someone said this when I don't know if it was a live stream or if it was one of the last podcasts that we did, segments, but the helmet is there to protect the shell, even though the yolk will still get scrambled on the inside.
Yeah.
It just might not get scrambled as hard.
Yeah. And it's not going to leak.
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing. Like, I'm honestly not surprised. And actually, there was another article that popped up this week stating the same thing, but it was like different research that correlated to this one from this article on Reuters. And I was looking, I read that, and I was like, yeah, this makes total sense. Like, I wear a helmet, one, because I've had 23 concussions, but two, it's not to protect me from me, it's from realistically getting hit from behind and just making sure that the back of the head doesn't take as hard of a blow. And that's it. But the other thing that I was thinking of is I've seen a lot, like you see a spike in goggle companies, right? But I was talking to Trent Bush, who used to run Tech 9 once, and he's like, they were looking at doing helmets, and he's like, the margins are so good, and there's like all these factories in China making helmets, and they're not ASTM certified. I realized they don't meet national or international standards. I was actually going through Amazon looking at some stuff the other day, and I was like, holy shit, this doesn't have an impact rating. But they're selling it as a full-blown helmet when it's a hard hat.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where, something happens and you decide to try and sue that company that sold that helmet. Good luck figuring out what the company is.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the things about buying any of these crap products from Amazon is they're run by a Chinese shell company that barely exists, and you're not going to be able to figure out who to sue at that point. So you're buying this product that's not safe, and you can't hold them accountable for it. It's the same thing with all those terrible goggle companies. You can't hold them accountable when they fry your eyes.
Well, that's okay. We got a video coming for that.
Yeah, we're gonna help you with that one.
Yeah, but I was digging around on that, and I wish people would understand the difference in certification from hard hat to helmet. Like a hard hat is like you're a construction worker, you know. It might help with a glancing blow if someone drops a hammer off like 10 feet, but you're still gonna, you know, it's there for debris.
Yeah.
And stuff. It's not going to impact. Where a helmet can actually do some good in an impact, it will lessen the damage that you do. But you know, knowing what's going on out there and stuff, I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff going on that really raises why it's not working. But I think also when you expand the use of how many people, like you were saying, use it, there's the probability that more people are going to get injured.
Right.
It's kind of like...
And helmets do provide a little bit of a false sense of security.
Yes.
I know there has been, like maybe 4 days in the last 6 years that I've ridden without a helmet, but I'll tell you, those 4 days, I rode very cautiously just because I felt exposed. Because I've been wearing a helmet for 10 years, at least. So, yeah, like there's just a sense of security you get when you put something on top of your head that you're like, oh, if I fall down, I'm not going to hurt myself.
Right.
And realistically, you still are. You just won't hurt yourself as bad.
Yeah, so, it's a completely different thing. So, but I mean, I'm glad that more people are using helmets. It's cool, but I still believe personally it's your choice. Like as long as you understand the pros and cons, like there are pros and cons to each. For me, it's more of a protection from getting hit from behind because I don't trust people.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alrighty, well, we'll move on to another topic.